everyone. Today I'm going to show you how I have created my floss storage system. So I have a full set of DMC and I needed a way of storing my beautiful floss, and so I came up with this idea that involves hanging the floss off coat hangers. And it's really simple and it's very cheap to set up, and I hope you find it usable. This is just some of my coat hangers here. I hope you can see okay on this angle, but I will insert a photo of my floss actually hanging up in my craft cupboard so you can see. So I'll put a photo of that in now. So that's what my floss looks like in my cupboard. So it hangs on these coat hangers, you can see here, and the floss hangs off these metal rings. Simple as that. So I'll go through all the pieces that you'll need to be able to do this, and I'll try and do a bit of a step-by-step of how to do it. So what you'll need is you'll need a computer and a printer. You'll need some A4 paper. Now I'm not sure if A4 is a universally recognised size, but in Australia this is A4. And you could probably do it on different size paper, but I'll go into that a bit later. So you'll need some paper. You'll need something to cut the paper. I use a paper guillotine, this one here, to slice my paper to keep it straight. You can use whatever you want to use. You'll need a single hole punch. You will need a roll of packing tape. You will need coat hanger. I'll go through that. You will need a pair of scissors, and you will need some metal craft rings. And that's pretty much all you're going to need to do this system. So to do this, you will need to hang up the complete set of DMC solid cottons. You will need 22 coat hangers. If you want to do variegated, colour variations, light effects, satins and the standard solids, you'll need a total of 31 coat hangers to hang the entire set. They hang up to a maximum of 22 skeins, or 22 colours, sorry, per coat hanger. You can have multiples of each number if you wish. Of the craft rings, you will need a total of 647 if you want to hang up all your satins and light effects, variegated variations, etc. If you want to do just the coloured solids, the cottons, you'll need 470 of these. Now these are what I found them on eBay. They're listed as hinged craft rings. Now this one here is a 32mm, and they just open it on this hinge, and then if you can see there, hopefully you can see that, and then they just close. Ooh, they're a bit stiff, but they do the job. So that's a 32mm. You can also use a 25mm. I've used 25mm on most of my floss, but if you want to hold more skeins per ring, 32mm, I think this would hold at least 8 to 10 skeins. This holds up to 6 skeins, easily. So a metal, these are hinged craft rings. I've bought them from an Australian company. I bought these ones from an Australian company. I've got these ones from China. They're probably all made in China anyway. So you're going to need those. So what I have done is I have typed out on my computer all the DMC numbers. This is every number for variegated, solid, colour variation, light effects and satins, including some of the limited editions, some. The ones that were relevant to me. So this is 11 pages of A4 paper. A4 paper is approximately 21 by 30 centimetres. I've made these to be at least 30 centimetres wide, or 29.7 centimetres is actually the width of this paper. So what you need is you need to have a coat hanger which is at least 30 centimetres wide. These are much longer and that's fine. So I've actually made this file available with all of this already printed out. That is available, and the lovely admins at the Facebook group Stitch Mania have allowed me to post that in their file section, so you can download this and have these numbers, so you don't have to type them out again. It was quite a big task to get them all there and get them all formatted properly and spaced. So you get that for free. I got most of the numbers from this here, which is the DMC Shoppers Checklist, which you can download this off the DMC website. I'll put a link to it down below. That's where I got most of the numbers from. I used their guide, and I used some extra ones off the website for the fluoro light effects and some of the other pieces. Some of the new colours which are only available in a packet and not available individually, but anyway. So this will be a PDF file which you can download from Stitch Mania. If you're not a member of the group, I suggest you join it because it's a great group. It's very friendly and welcoming, and the admins are fantastic, and it's a really great Facebook group. So they've been kind enough to let me post that in their file section. I'll put a link down for that down below once that's up and running. So you'll need to print that out. Easy as. Print it out, A4 paper, or at least 30 centimetres wide, and it will be in a PDF. It doesn't get too specific on how wide these need to be. You can wing it as you go. So then what I do, I get my little paper cutter, guillotine here, and I just cut these out like this. I can give you the exact measurements of this down below, but this is just me kind of just using my nose and figuring out how wide I needed these to be. It doesn't have to be super accurate, as long as it is big enough to hold the rings, which it will be. Okay, so there we have page 1, which I've cut into 3 strips, and you just do this for all 11 pages, and you'll end up with 31 strips of paper. The variegated, which is the first lot of numbers, starting at number 48 here and going through to 125, that doesn't have 22 colours. That has, how many? 18? 18, I think. Whereas the widest piece will have 22. So this has 22 different numbers on it. So once you've got those cut out, you need to grab a laminator. Now I bought this laminator for a different purpose, and my gosh, I'm glad I bought it because it's been the damn handiest thing ever. I got this from Kmart. If you're in Australia, these are at Kmart for $29. And seriously, once you've had a laminator, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it, because I laminate everything. I've laminated my checklist here, you can see. I laminate my son's certificates, and he's only 3 and he's already getting certificates, so just imagine what happens when they go to school. I laminated instructions for how to put together train tracks. Anyway, I'm telling you, a laminator is a really good investment and they're not expensive. So this one here, $29 at Kmart. So you'll need a laminator, and then what you get as well is you buy these, which are laminating pouches, A4 laminating pouches, pack of 100. I think these were around $15 and 100 of them. So this is going to last you ages. And I've been laminating all sorts of things around my house, and look how many I've got. So these laminating pouches They come in different thicknesses. This is probably the thinnest, I think. It's the only one that, excuse the rustling, it's the only thickness that Kmart sold, and it does the job perfectly, so you don't need anything thick or heavy duty. These are what they call 80 microns, which I guess is similar to a 80 GSM for a paper or something, because it feels about similar. So they're pouches and they just open like this. And then you can fit up to 4 of these strips in a pouch, I found. I've only got 3 to do because I've just done page 1. And what you do, line them up so there's a bit of a gap. You want about, down this side here, I've got that about 5 millimeters from the edge of the paper. 5 millimeters, I think it's about 1/8 of an inch. I'll try and do both inch and centimetre through this because I know that some of our American friends talk a lot in inches, and I know a lot of sewers talk in inches anyway. So you pop that in your laminating laminating pouch, and we're going to run that through the laminator. I'll do that and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so I have laminated these 3 pieces, these 3 strips, into a laminating pouch, and it's all sealed and lovely in there. So now what we need to do is cut these apart. So you'll have multiples of these once you've done all the pages. Now you can use a cutter or a guillotine to do this, but I actually found it was easier to use scissors because the guillotine didn't seem to like cutting my laminated pieces. So all you do is just cut these apart. Now you're leaving a border around here, once again from the edge of the paper to the edge of the laminated part. It's about 1/8 of an inch, or a bit less than 5 mil, 4 mil, 3 mil, something like that. So we just cut these out. So you'll end up with, you'll end up with these strips of paper laminated with your numbers on it. Okay, so now I'm going to do the variegated because I have a box of the variegated floss here that I haven't added to my system yet. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So this is my variegated strip. There is only one for variegated. It goes from number 48 to 125. And we're going to take a single hole punch. I just bought this for a couple of dollars from Officeworks. I did have a double hole punch, but it was really hard to line up. So get one of these. They're simple and they're cheap. So what you need to do is under each number, punch a hole. Simple as that. So below each number, between the bottom of the number and here, you want at least 2 centimetres or 1 inch. I'll give all those measurements in the description below. So that gives you plenty of room to punch a hole. And it doesn't have to be super even, it just needs to be 1 hole under each number. And if you push your hole punch right up each time, you should get it fairly even. Mine's not as even as normal because I'm doing this on an angle to try and keep it on the camera. But it really is very quick and it's not rocket science. So there we go. There's all our holes for our variegated. Now we take our coat hanger. Excuse me. We take our coat hanger. Now the coat hangers that I've used, these are plastic coated wire coat hangers. So plastic coated just around a basic wire coat hanger. These cost, I think, $2.50 for a pack of 5 from the Reject Shop in Australia. So just from a cheapo shop, very cheap. So you've got your coat hanger and you've got your strip. Now the strip is going to attach onto the coat hanger just down here, and to do that we're just going to use some clear packing tape. This is about 5 centimetres wide, or approximately 2 inches. So we want the piece to be about the width of the paper, which is about 30 centimetres. But once again, this doesn't have to be too accurate, to be honest. Okay, so stick that across the top of your strip and then line it up approximately in the middle of your coat hanger. Oh, sticking to my board. And over the back, and voila, that is attached. And that is not going anywhere. So, once you've done all that, you've got all your coat hangers with all your strips attached and all your holes are punched, you're going to be sick and tired of doing that, and you're going to want to put all your DMC floss on, because that's the fun part. So, we've got these rings here. On this one I'm going to use some 32mm rings because that's what I've got left. And I've got my beautiful variegated floss. Oh, look at it, it's gorgeous. So there's 2 of each colour here. So this is going to show you how easy it is to hang multiples of your floss. So we'll take number 48, which is the first one. Open up your ring and slip it through the top of your skein. Simple. It doesn't have to go through every single loop because that will hold no matter what. So that's on there. And then that just goes through number 48. Oh. Voila. 2 skeins hanging off there. And it's that simple. So number 51 is the orange. I'm loving these colours. These are a bit gorgeous. So we've got our 2 skeins on there through number 51. I would recommend this size ring for if you plan to have a lot of single skeins, a lot of skeins on one ring. These would easily hang on a 25mm, but I'm using a 32. So whatever you like, it's a personal preference, but 25mm will do the job. So number 52. Where's number 52? Oh, we'll do this one, 107. And that is all you need to do. And then to get your colour off, well, it's just simple as going, oh, I need a number 51. Take one off, close it back up again. Now I have decided with mine, because I have a full set of DMC, that if I use a skein off a ring and then bobinate it and use it in a kit, because I only bobinate once I'm actually going to use a skein, I'm going to mark off on this shopper's checklist which ones I need to buy. So when I find them on sale next time, I will just be able to look at my shopper's checklist, see all the ones I've marked off here on my laminated sheet, write those down, go and buy those ones. I can wipe this clear because it's laminated and start again. So I'll never be wanting for a single colour in my collection. Yeah, so you can see how easy this is to set up. So I'll just go through and put all the colours on here and show you what it looks like when I come back. Okay, so there we go. There are all the DMC variegated threads hanging off the craft rings. You can see that they hang very easily with multiples of at least 2, but I hang up to, I've got 6 on one of mine. But with this size ring, which is the 32mm, or it is 1 1/4 inch ring, I think you could easily hold 8, 10 skeins, no problem. And they look so tidy. And if you can hang them in a cupboard, they're going to stay dust free, and oh, they just look so lovely, and they're nice to play with. And yeah, so I really hope that this system is of use to some people and that you find it helpful. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me a message. I'll do my best to answer them. And yeah, have a good day. Happy stitching. Bye.